Hey everyone, it's your buddy Crypto Profit back with another video, and today we're going to be taking a quick look at VeChain or VET. So we see some big potential behind VeChain. We continue to see some good growth in the last 24 hours, about a 12-cent price point right now with a 3.08% increase in the last 24 hours. We are very, very bullish on VeChain for many reasons. I'm going to cover each and every reason here in just a second and go over price predictions for June, July, and 2021. But make sure to quickly subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and like the video if you guys are VeChain holders, so that you can stay up to date for the most recent and up-to-date information, and then also obviously get those price predictions as soon as they get updated. I will say there's a lot of movement recently with VeChain, mostly for the good. If we take a look at the last week alone, not the last month unfortunately does take a very big deep downhill spiral. Obviously, we all know about the crypto market crash that has taken place recently. Pretty much kind of demolished every single coin. So we are seeing a 6.5 cent price point at May 23rd at 12 p.m. and we saw a great recovery from there. We actually came all the way up to about 13.5, and now we're stabilizing around this 12-cent range, and I think that's great to see happening. If we take a look at the last week, we are up 10.37%, so we're continuing to see some great price increases for VeChain, some great recoveries, while the entire market is really not doing that well. If we take a look at the entire market, we're down 1.52% in the last 24 hours, so it's great to see VeChain really doing its own thing right now, and like I said, going up 3% in the last 24 hours. For those of you who don't know, VeChain is a cryptocurrency and smart contracts platform focused on supply chain management. It allows manufacturers to add sensors such as RFID tags to their products that can then record data onto the VeChain blockchain. So like I said, there's a lot of bullish news out today, and we're going to cover some of the old news that we've covered previously and tell you why this kind of correlates with the newest really information and news. So we talked about the Shanghai, and obviously the district government reps made a visit to the office. We're glad to discuss about potential transformative collaborations. The VeChain blockchain is ever ready to serve the community, enterprises, governments, and more. So this is very bullish, and I think a lot of people don't understand. They're having meetings a lot with some big names here. So look who's in town. Big things brewing behind the scenes. Stay tuned. Onwards and upwards. So they talk with the DNV head of digital insurance, the CEFO VeChain, obviously Jay Zhang. We have the head of blockchain DNV. We have the economy manager DNV. Then we have the manager for VeChain. So like I said, a lot of big names coming together to discuss really the future of VeChain and big things brewing behind the scenes. So one thing that really correlates with this is Sunny Liu, CEO of VET, said so much more progress is coming to the VeChain ecosystem, and we can't wait to reveal what we've been working on. So this is a big deal. Talked about this in the AMA a little bit. They continue to have great successful AMAs as well, which is definitely good. But we see Sunny Liu talking about the progress that is really behind the scenes and we can't see yet. When I really do believe this. When it is revealed, I think it's going to be hopefully in a bull market. So if they reveal us in a bull market, imagine the amount of money that is going to be coming to VeChain. I easily see VeChain pushing above $1 by the end of the year. I'm going to go exactly into my price predictions for June, July, and 2021 here in a second. But seriously, there's a lot of potential behind this, and we don't know exactly what it is. So they are kind of hiding it as of now. I'm sure they want to get more, concrete ideas or concrete partnerships in place before even announcing any speculation. So a lot of this is really good for us, and I think we can continue to really see VeChain has so much potential behind it. Jumping into the next one, this is a very important thing to look at as well. So VeChain and plastic limitation. So recently, a relevant person from the Environmental Resources Department revealed that the National Commission is formulating the 14th five-year plan plan of action for plastic pollution control. So obviously this could correlate to VeChain. We have VeChain featured talking about the new really the blockchain and carbon neutrality, the 10 billion market under the order of plastic limitation. And this is exactly what we want to see. So we're continuing to see so much potential behind what VeChain is doing, and there's just big things out there ready for VeChain to sweep up and take over. We have VeChain Toolchain enables businesses to easily implement cutting-edge blockchain technology for products. Obviously, this includes a great example of Harrow Eyewear. So they use the VET blockchain for authentication and traceability. So VeChain has many different use cases, and we talked about this as many times before. It's not just about cleaning up the earth, which is great. It's about so much more, and there's so many reasons why VeChain has such a great, really future and possibilities in the future. So we're going to jump into that here in just a second, but I do want to take a look at a couple more articles. So this was also announced recently, I think in the last 4 days or so. We had the NASDAQ acknowledges VeChain VET as low-cost altcoin with solid potential in 2021. So what did this do? This brought a lot more people to watch VeChain on their watch list or wait list. They added them. I mean, as soon as you hear something like this, you want to know more about that coin. And I think a lot of investors right now are jumping on board and finding more information about, VeChain specifically and what makes VeChain so valuable. And it shouldn't be hard for them to figure out that VeChain is worth investing in. And I do think, like I said, during the next bull market, VeChain is going to continue to do very, very well. I do always talk about how we are in a manipulation stage right now, and there's so much really accumulation taking place right now. A lot of people kind of holding on to their fiat, expecting even a smaller or I guess a bigger drop, and they're going to load back up. But I will say, guys, that's a risky plan because you may miss out on the path to the top. So we'll see what happens. I always say, dollar cost averaging is the safest. So jumping into the next one, we see VeChain has major role to play in China's plastic pollution control. We've talked about this a little bit in the past as well, but realistically, it talks about VeChain, the leading enterprise blockchain platform, really continues to use technology at its disposal to prove its capability in the supply chain sector. So it talks about how VeChain blockchain would be leveraged in plastic pollution control and has been highlighted in a post shared a couple hours ago by a diehard VeChain community member identified on Twitter as Eisenrich. So that's exactly what we saw here. They're talking about this tweet right here. So this guy's getting more and more popular with VeChain. It's exactly why I'm going to be following him. If you guys show that you have value on Twitter, there's no reasons I shouldn't be following you to continue to really get that value out to other people. So thank you for the awesome tweets. Jumping back to another article. This one talks about the importance of VeChain. So May 29th, 2021, VeChain is a public blockchain that derives its values really from activities created by members within the ecosystem solving real-world problems. The main purpose of the blockchain platform is to improve the management of supply chains and related business processes in general. So we continue to see, like I said, big things coming out of VeChain. A lot of people understand that there is an importance in VeChain. I won't read all about the article today, but realistically, if you guys go out there and look up a little bit more about VeChain, you're going to find out why VeChain has continued to be so undervalued, and a lot of people still talking about it. We also have their partnership with VeChain. So talking about these partnerships with VeChain, I'm not sure exactly how to say that one. Ubiquity and Alta, their partnership with VeChain, and they talk about how this is important to VeChain specifically. And it's just a reminder of really how big, some of these partnerships that VeChain already acquired are. We haven't seen some of the big things and relationships take place, but their partnership with VeChain and Proton Chain will allow them to bring the latest blockchain technology to this well-respected organization. So we're going to continue to see, like I said, these partnerships affect VeChain's value, and that's exactly what we want to see. So jumping back to the price point, I do want to take a look at the website real quick to give you guys who don't know about some of these, I guess we have to go to .com real quick. VeChain.org is not as good as VeChain.com in my opinion, so we'll go to VeChain.com. It talks more about the solutions that they have. So it talks about the digital carbon ecosystem solution, consumer confidence index platform, automotive passport solution, retail solution, logistics solution, liquefied natural gas solution, digital content distribution solution, electronic document deposit solution, and agriculture solution. I will say as well, guys, we do have BitBoy talks about VeChain pretty much all the time, and he has over 1 million subscribers on YouTube, so that can't hurt as well. Having somebody show your coin, multiple times a day, it seems like BitBoy's literally always talking about it. I mean, obviously, I talk about it a lot, but that's because you guys have so much interest in it, and I also see a lot of potential behind it. So we have a lot of people shilling, VeChain online, so definitely take advantage of VeChain. I really do think it's going to do big things. We're going to talk about those price predictions now for June, July, and 2021. Do remember, guys, this is not financial advice. I will never give financial advice, so always do your own research. Going to VeChain.org or VeChain.com to start that research is a great idea. So we continue on with where do we think VeChain is going to end up in the end of June. So by the end of June, I think we're still going to be in an accumulation stage. I think Bitcoin will still be around that 30,000 to 45,000 range. So we'll hopefully be closer to 45,000, but we'll see what's taking place. We'll continue to keep you guys up to date as well. But jumping into VeChain, I think by the end of June, we could easily see VeChain pushing closer and closer to about a 15 to 18 cent range. And that's going to be a price range that I think is very, very conservative, realistic. Because we're in an accumulation stage, I think we're still going to uptrend just a little bit. But for the most part, we are going to see, just gradual increases, not too much of a not too much of an increase or a decrease in my opinion. Really, I think we are going to have volatile, really a volatile marketplace, but overall we are going to see, like I said, a gradual increase over June and probably partially of July. I'm trying to figure out when July I think it'll really take off, if it will take off in July, or it may have to wait until August. We'll see what takes place the closer we get to July. If the manipulation and FUD is really still taking place, obviously it's going to take even longer for that accumulation stage before part 2 of our bull run. So VeChain by the end of July, I do suspect it'll be right around 23 to 24 cents. Just around that range is honestly going to be where I pin VeChain by the end of July. Like I said, a lot of accumulation going to be taking place. It'll be a slow uptrend from here, in my opinion. So we'll see what does take place there. And I think by the end of the year, we could easily see VeChain pushing about $1 to $2, possibly $3. I'll say $1 to $2 because these are very realistic, like I said, and conservative price predictions that I want to continue to keep conservative. So $1 to $2 on VeChain by the end of the year is still my price prediction by the end of the bull market at the very least. I think there's so much potential in VeChain. We talked about how bullish I am on VeChain, as well as many of you guys, as well as VeChain holders, are probably very bullish. I think this is a coin that's going to do extremely well. You just have to be patient and wait for other coins to really ramp up. Obviously, you're not going to see VeChain doing huge things when Bitcoin's at 36,000. So just remember that, keep that in mind. But we are going to see VeChain do big things when the market recovers and we're back in that bull market. So thank you guys again for tuning in. Make sure to quickly subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and like the video. I'll see you guys all in the next one.